does that even mean, Bowers Game Corner?
Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another game review. Today I'm very excited to check out GoVenture Monster card game and GoVenture Entrepreneur card game. 2 theme cards, over 300 cards. So there is technically 3 games in 1 box. This is for 2 to 6 players. Age is 8+, it'll take about 10 to 30 minutes to play. And I want to start off by saying this is one of the most interesting games I've gotten the privilege to review in my nearly 1,000 reviews that I've done, which is really saying something, especially if you look at the odd games behind me. So in GoVenture, these are games in which you are going to try to either dominate the business world or kill enough monsters to get 20 points. So you're going to be playing as a monster bounty hunter or a entrepreneuring billionaire hopeful, I guess. Also, there is a 3rd micro game included there that is like a fancier version of War. 3 games, 1 box. You can't go wrong with that, right? Right? Let's open it up. I'll tell you what I think. Alrighty then, we're going to take a look at what you're going to get inside of GoVenture Entrepreneur. So I do want to mention that there is technically 3 games included in the box. There's GoVenture Entrepreneur, and then there's GoVenture Monster, and then there is Monster War, which can only be played with the GoVenture Monster cards. And I'm going to be covering mostly GoVenture Entrepreneur, and then I'll cover a little bit of Monster War, and you'll see why in a couple minutes. So in GoVenture Entrepreneur, it's a really simple game in which you are going to try to accumulate $20 in a variety of different ways. You can get yourself cash, which there's not much cash in the game. You can also get yourself action cards, some of which will have money on them. And then the big way is by starting businesses and gaining yourself customers, and those will get you the money. So how is the game played? Let's go ahead and show you. When you first start the game, you're going to start with 2 of your product cards. These are cards that you are trying to sell to various different customers in order to, you guessed it, make money. So what are you going to do on your turn? First thing you're going to do is you are going to pick up a product either from here or from the discard pile. First turn, so obviously there's not a discard pile. Boom. So we have ourselves some dogs. One thing I want to mention before I forget is there is a 5-card hand limit, but that doesn't take effect until the very end of your turn. So after your turn, you'll have to discard back down to 5, unless, of course, you have a special action card, which lets you have more cards. Next, you can do any or all of the following. There's 3 separate things you can do, and it's pretty much unlimited how you want to do it. First thing you can do is you can trade cards with other players. It's really pretty self-explanatory. Hey, I need dogs. Oh, you need dogs? How about you give me $2? Or how about you give me this? Or how about you give me that? Another thing I want to mention is all your cards are going to be face up like so, except for unused action cards. And this, I think the reason why they did this is to help kids who are learning the game, but also to encourage trading, because it's like, oh, I really need a lollipop. So now we can start doing the trading. Next, you can buy or return what are called business cards. And the business cards are these cards up here. So you're going to have a business, and then you can connect those business with the products. Also, at the beginning of the game, you're going to get one of these for free. So I'm going to go ahead and take this pet business right here, right now. Pretty nice. Next, you can buy or play action cards. Now, I don't currently have any action cards. The only way you can get action cards is you can sell 2 of your product cards in order to accumulate action cards. The action cards are pretty powerful. Take a look at them. This one, play this card as a $4 customer card for any product card for which you have a matching business card. So that's going to get you some money. Steal, take 1 product or unplayed action card from another player. Warehouse, this is going to make it so your hand limit is now 6 instead of 7. No sale, play this card to immediately stop a sale as it happens. Place customer cards on top of the discard player. Player keeps the product. Miss a turn. Yeah, miss a turn. You get it. Now, I do want to mention why I'm not explaining GoVenture Monster to you real quick, and that's because the games are exactly the same, except this one is just monster theme with suboptimal artwork, even though I guess that is open to interpretation. But they are the exact same game, just with different skins. Like, not like almost the same games. Like, they are literally the same game. Same action cards, pretty much the same everything, which is a little bit of a disappointment. I also forgot to mention the other way you can win the game, aside from getting $20, is you can get all 3 parts of the world. But in order to do that, you're going to have to get 6 different sales you're going to have to make. So in order to acquire this card, you're going to have to make a soccer ball sale, and you're going to have to make a candy sale. But we'll get more into that a little bit later. So buy or play the action cards, that's when you'll do it. And then last but not least, you're going to pick up one product or customer card from the top of the discard pile and make a sale if you can. So I picked up this card, and so I could pick up another product card, but I'm going to risk it a little bit. I'm going to take this customer card right here, and hopefully it is someone who wants dogs. It is not. She's looking for either the gaming one or the soccer one. So this goes into the discard pile. Someone else is probably going to get that later. But what I can do is I can, bada boom, make this sale right here. So I put these over to the side, and now I am one step closer. You say, ka-ching! Oh, no, that's all I need to the customer, actually. I'm one step closer to acquiring this card right here, which is 1/3 of the way to win the game, because if you can make up the whole map right there, then you can do it. But that also wants to mention that the other thing that really confuses me is, I'm looking at this now, actually. It shows that if you have 2 robots, then you can get this, but I'm 99% sure it actually said you cannot get both of them. Let's go over to the business cards and see if they see if this is redundant right now that I've just noticed that. Where is it? There's no benefit to holding 2 of the same business cards except to try and stop another player from earning a world card. So no, you cannot actually do the example that they just did right there, unless there's some sort of action card that I don't know about, so maybe that's the case. But anywho, that's the end of my turn. So let's go ahead and take another card turn. I set that off to the side, and boom, let's go ahead and do it. I'm going to draw a product card right here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to trade in these 2 cards. So they'll go on top of the discard pile right here. And I'm going to get myself an action card. This one is actually secret. So this is a customer that I could play on anything. Now, unfortunately, I cannot play it on this because I've already played that. And then to end my turn, I'm going to draw another product card that will go face up like so. Anywho, you're going to continue to do this over and over and over again until someone either accumulates $20 or until they get all 3 parts of the world, at which point they will be the winner of the game. There's also some special things. There's like bonus actions where you force people to do things. But that's pretty much the entire game. Also, the other thing I want to mention is you can never keep a customer card. So this time I had to discard it. You can only use a customer card when you're making a sale, so it's kind of like a press your luck aspect to the game. But that's pretty much all you're going to do in the game. So let's just take another mock turn and see if I can make something happen. So I'm going to pick up one product card. Pick up this one right here. Ooh, and that's actually a special one right there because it has the globe symbol. Now, what the globe symbol means is these product cards with the globe icon are special because a player that sells such a product immediately earns the corresponding world cards. So this is a fantastic card. I don't want to get rid of it. So you know what? I'm actually going to discard these 2 and get myself an action card. Take one product or unplayed action card from another player. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to buy these by getting money, but as you can see, at this current moment, it's a little bit more difficult for me to get money than I would like it to be. One thing I did forget to mention is there are 4 handy-dandy rule cards, which are actually really stinking useful, that are included with the game that'll tell you exactly what you do on your turn. So that's what you're going to do inside of GoVenture Entrepreneur and also GoVenture Monster. They're the exact same games. So let's talk next about how you play Monster War. It's actually a really simple game. You're going to shuffle the monster cards, which are these guys right here, and then you're going to deal 5 cards face down to each players, and the monsters are going to battle each other. So you're just going to essentially play a card and hope that it beats the other one based on the numbers on the card. Now, where the game gets interesting is it has this going on here. So how it works is, let's talk about Monster War, which is another game, mini game that's included with the box. You can only play it with the monster cards that come with GoVenture Monsters, which are these ones right here. But how it works is you're going to shuffle up these cards. You're going to deal 5 cards to each player, and then the first player is going to play down a card. The other player is going to try and beat that card based on the number in the bottom right-hand corner. So if I played this 3 right here, all the other person would have to do is play 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, anything like that. But where the game gets its interesting quirk is the fact that something beats everything else. So for instance, vampires beat zombies. So if he played like a 1 vampire right here, he would beat me and he would collect all of them. Now there will be some instances where ties happen. And if ties happen, both cards stick here and then you play again, and whoever wins the next round gets all 4 of the cards. Once you've played the 5 cards, you deal 5 more cards to each person, and you're going to continue to do that until you've played with all the monster cards. At the end of the game, you're going to tally up who has the most monster cards at the end of the game, and they will be the winner. And that, in a nutshell, is what you're going to get inside of GoVenture Monster card game and GoVenture Entrepreneur card game, and then the extra special GoVenture Monster War game. Alright then, GoVenture Monster card game, GoVenture Entrepreneur card game, and that other micro game. What are my final thoughts? Let's go over the pros, let's go over the cons. First, on the pro side, all the games are easy to learn and easy to teach. They come with very useful and helpful player aid cards, which I really do like. And the games don't outstay their welcome. They're relatively short games. I will say that I like the Monster card game a little bit better than the business card game, but that's just because I like the theme better, and I thought the theme made slightly more sense. But for the most part, these games are exactly the same. So if you really like one of them, you'll have two differently themed versions of it. I guess that's a pro to someone. Maybe Monopoly collectors. Maybe that was the thinking here. Also, it does come with the micro game, which I actually think is my favorite of the 3 games included in the box because it's easy and it's short. Other pros, I do like the box insert. It's a very cheap, simple box insert, but it does its job very well of separating the entrepreneur cards and the monster cards, so that's a good thing. The rules have lots of colors and pictures. I don't think it was laid out in the best format, but you know they really put some effort into it, and it's a perfectly understandable rule booklet, which is a good thing. The themes resonate with kids, which is a good thing, you know, selling and video game business and music business and pet business and candy businesses. That's things kids like, and monsters and weapons and stuff like that. That's things kids like, so the themes appeal to the target market. Thematically, both the games make sense, so that's good. And that's what I got on the pros. Moving on to the cons. GoVenture is weird. It is weird. So I'm used to games having numerous different versions of the games and then just different themes. Think Flux, think Munchkin, think Monopoly, think Clue, think a lot of games. A lot of games do that. However, what a lot of games don't do is include 2 of the exact same game with different themes in the same box. Like, that's just a baffling decision to me. And when you first play the game and you're like, oh, cool, so this is how I play this game. I'm going to read the back of the rule booklet and see how I play the other game. And it's like, oh, wait, this sounds really similar. And you're like, oh, wait, are these the same games? And then you're like, yeah, these are the same games. Like, down to the exact same action cards, but with just different names. Like, oh, this is a monster theme one. This is a money theme one. And that's a really bizarre choice. The game. So let's just get to the game itself. The game was boring. I did not have fun with the game. The kids in my class did not have fun with the game, and I think I played it with about 5 or 6 different kids, and none of them wanted to play the game. And I am talking about the main game, the monster card game, and the entrepreneur card game. The micro game, separate thing. The kids actually did have fun with that one, and I actually did have fun with that. So let's go back to that in pros. I thought it was a nice, light, simple, easy to learn, easy to teach card game that the kids could play by themselves. And if that was just its own little deck of cards, I'd say, yeah, this is good. It's ultimately forgettable. You know, maybe give it a 7 out of 10. It's got a little bit of strategy, which is good. But this game, I just didn't like it. And there's a lot of reasons why. First, the game can kind of stall. Like, even so in the middle part, like, it's like I didn't have any money, so I couldn't get more businesses. And I was just pretty much hoping that I was going to draw action cards that would give me money so I can get more businesses. That you stall less in the monster game, oddly enough, even though the games are very, very similar. The artwork on the monster game is really, you know, this is obviously a your mileage may vary kind of thing, but I didn't like the artwork in the monster game. Nobody did. The kids didn't like it. I didn't like it. It was just like, it doesn't look professional. It looks like they hired somebody out of high school to do it, like a really, really talented high schooler. Like, not knocking high school artists, but I mean a really talented high school artist. Looks like they did the artwork for this. And in the entrepreneur game, it just looks like they took clip art and mushed stuff together. Like, look at this. It's like, hey, there's the pet shop in the back, and then we put a cute little kitty and a dog, and then we put like this effect, and that's the whole card. And oh my gosh, these cards, the components, the cards just, they're not good cards. Very thin stock on the cards. Game's not fun. I just can't recommend this to anybody for a whole bunch of different reasons. And I also, I normally don't worry about the price point too much, but I feel like the price point has to be higher on this game because there's two separate versions of the game. They're like 300 cards. Like if you have to mention that there's 300 cards, that's a problem, especially when nearly half the cards are pretty much identical to the other half of the cards. It's just the fact that I don't know. This whole thing is just, it's baffling to me. Just a lot of baffling choices. I would really love to just hear why they decided to make some of the choices they did with this game, why they didn't just make it the monster game or the entrepreneur game, and then if you like that one, you can get this one, but a different theme. And maybe they could, I don't know. So in the end, I can't recommend this to anybody. So first and foremost, no. Like, I'm not saying it's, I don't know. It's not a good game. I don't think it's a bad game. I just don't think it's good. And I don't know anybody who I think would think this game is good, because I played it with the target market, played it with the target demographic. They weren't impressed. I wasn't impressed. And I can't really recommend this game just for that micro card game that's included. So in the end, GoVenture, monster card game, GoVenture, entrepreneur card game is not something I could recommend. The gameplay is not fun. It's repetitive. You can get stuck in like this grid where it's just, I can't do anything. Guess my turn's over. Can't do anything. Guess my turn's over. Didn't get the action card I need. Guess my turn's over. There's skip a turn cards in there. There's like block things and steal things. So even though you might be working towards stuff like that business card, like I was trying to work my way up to getting the business card, someone else could just play an action card. They could just swap, steal that from me, and then I'm right back at square one. And I don't know. I don't know who the hell this game is for, but it's certainly not for me. It's certainly not for the kids in my class. And in the end, GoVenture is just weird and something I can't recommend. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below. In the comments below, let me know, have you ever seen another game that had two of the same game, different themes, packaged into one box? And also, in the show notes below, if you want to support the channel, click on that little Amazon link. Buy anything on Amazon. It throws a couple pennies my way. It really does help the channel out. And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.